Good morning, I'm Barbara Di Innocenzo. Today we're demonstrating a modern approach to live switching. MixBoard, a software-based production switcher by Foray, powered by ClassX, for composition-first production, fast recall and hybrid input environments. It switches like a broadcast tool, but it builds like a graphics system, with a clean operational workflow. What you're watching right now is a newsroom-style MixBoard project. Persistent branding, real-time chroma keying, live layered graphics, and composed PIP layouts that can be recalled instantly as the story changes. Operation in multiple sources under pressure. The same build method adapts cleanly to corporate events, keynotes, conferences, internal communications, worship, education, and broadcast programming. Anywhere you need consistent branding, quick changes, and reliable delivery across platforms. The challenge is familiar across all of those environments. A single rundown can include multiple sources and contributions, often under time pressure with multiple deliverables required at the same moment. MixBoard is built for that reality, so those inputs can be mixed in one project and treated as first-class sources inside the same composed look. As we roll through the project, you'll see the operational workflow behind the scenes. 3 facts to watch for. First, any input mixed freely, SDI, IP, remote contribution, web sources, and media, even in mixed resolutions and frame rates. Second, unlimited layering with a composition-first workflow, using reusable compositor scenes and live shaders on the video inputs. Third, modern delivery flexibility, multiple outputs, multiple feeds, and audio routing that remains explainable. To prove that hybridity, we're bringing in a remote contributor alongside our studio camera. Notice the result. Both sources are framed, branded, and managed inside a single scene, ready to be aired without adding separate systems or awkward workarounds. And because the look is built as a MixBoard project, it's not a one-off. It's repeatable. You can recall it and repurpose it for a next show, whether that's a webinar or a full broadcast production. Key point, everything you're seeing was assembled inside MixBoard as one cohesive project that can be saved and shared. Next, we'll open this exact project and walk through how it was built step by step. We'll show the input setup, the reusable compositor scenes, the transitions that gave it a broadcast polish, SoundFlex audio structure, and how multiple outputs can serve different deliverables from the same show, so you can adapt this workflow to your live production.
Good morning or good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for joining this webinar. And first of all, if you have any question on what we are going to explain, please put on the chat. We will answer at the end. And now we are going through the functionality of MixBoard and how we made this small introduction video. And Barbara, can you please open the input panel? First of all, we say that we can bring in many different input, and that's the reality. So this is your input manager, and we have several kind of input, including, of course, SDI sources, including IP sources. We can bring in NDI, SRT, media, web pages, composition, media playlist, webcams. So the system is built around the possibility to import any kind of signal that is used in live production. And we have a video input common resolution at the bottom, because we know that it's going to be difficult to have a standard resolution in the system, especially with all different sources coming in. I don't know, for example, a YouTube video or a Zoom contribution or a media that comes in with a different frame rate. We have this video input common resolution, which it's like a format fusion. So everything that comes in is going to be completely converted to that common resolution. And you can choose which is your common resolution. For every input, we can scale, but we also have advanced settings. Can you bring it up? One for me. Thank you very much. So you have, first of all, you have the audio mapping. So you can map your how your audio will be in the system. It's basically touch, so you can modify on the fly the mapping, and you have the levels and the equalizer for each input, allowing a very easy operation and mapping of the audio input. But they're not the only things you can do with the input. You have also advanced effects, which we bring out in a minute. So for every single input you have in the system, there is the video process, which include the noise, which include green screen shadow, you have color correction, you have masking, the interlace, pixelize, the crop, and the custom process, which allow you to bring in additional effect through the shaders. We populate the system with many effects, but there is also an editor which allow you to build your own effect or copy the effects from an external editor and bring in the system. Okay, among these many kind of input, we have two special inputs, which is the compositor, which allow you to create scenes. And maybe Barbara, you can bring out the compositor editor. So once you activate the compositor in your video input, this is a special kind of input, and you have a dedicated editor. Okay, which allow you to create your scenes. You can add text, images, shapes, and video sources, of course, how many you need, doesn't matter. And then allow you to basically edit your scene, move your inputs, resize your inputs, make some effect to your inputs, etc., etc. Simply by touchscreen or mouse and keyboard. So the system is built for extreme simplicity and allow complex operation to be handled very easily. Okay. Another special functionality is the fact that after you finish the editing of your scene, we generate this miniature with a preview inside. The preview is color-coded automatically by the system, and it is a representation of what you built in the editor. Why we've done that? To allow easy changing of the sources. So in this case, you immediately know, for example, that I am the picture in pictures in violet, and Barbara is the pictures in orange. So the sources are listed at the bottom, and if you need to change the sources, it's very easy. Just drag and drop the sources over the correct color. And you change the sources. Okay. Then another special input, it's called Mix Compositor. Mix Compositor is an additional layer of switches among the main switching channel. It allows you to add effects, to add mixing inside the main mix effect scenario. It is useful to do a separate mixing, or it is useful inside a composition to mix a particular peep or scene. So in this case, we are showing that we have the capacity of handling a single peep mixing. With dedicated transition. Okay. MixBoard comes with 5 levels of keys for each output. We have in total 4 output, and each output its channel is able to handle up to 5 keys. One is the background keys, which stays at the bottom of everything, and then we have 4 keys. Assigning the keys is very easy. So you just simply drag and drop your graphics or whatever you want on your keyer and switch it on and off. And of course, we have the possibility to preview the keyer, so you can see the result, and to link the key to the transition. So once you are ready, you can bring on your composition together with the keyer. But it's not only that. Since the system is built to be very simple, we thought how the keys can be edited easily. And there is a dedicated key editor in the system, which allow you to pick the key you want to modify, and simply with mouse and keyboard, or again, a touchscreen, you can modify the position, the dimension, if you want borders, if you want a special effect or whatever. We have a dedicated editor that allow this operation. Another strong point of MixBoard is the capacity to handle many different kind of transition. So again, we have 4 output channel. Each channel is able to handle 4 different transition, including CG wipe, including 3D transition, like that one. This, for example, is a special kind of transition which stops in the middle of the transition and is waiting for the operator input. And with these 2 arrows, you are able to select which direction is going to take the transition. So if you want that one, simply click and the transition ends in that part. But we also have traditional CG wipe, like this one, or that one. And to make the life even easier, we built a tool that is able, because we come as for us from the traditional TGA or image sequence to build basically the transition. We thought that we need to simplify the life, so we came out with a tool called CG Wiper, which basically allow to drag and drop a TGA sequence or image sequence, and the system converts it for you for an available transition for MixBoard. And that's the result. This, for example, is a 3D transition. Not many systems can handle 3D transition like MixBoard. So another very strong functionality is the media playlist. So we can handle many different media in MixBoard. Can you show the media playlist? Okay, this is media playlist, so you can mix and match many different kind of files, preview, and then put on air. Okay. And to add media is very simple. You simply drag and drop from your folder, or there is in the bottom right part an add plus button, which you press and open basically a browser that allow you to insert media in your system. So it's very easy. Okay. And then to have a complete production, we decided that we need also the audio part. And that's why MixBoard include also a complete audio switcher, sorry, which we call it SoundFlex. If you remember at the beginning of the presentation, there was the possibility to map the audio input of each sources, and the audio will be mixed in SoundFlex. So SoundFlex is a complete audio switcher included in MixBoard. By default, basically it works in audio follow video. So whatever you cut or mix your video sources, the audio follow. But also have the solo exception and can preview your audio and can mix and match audio type. You have the audio preview, of course, in your GUI to monitor the audio of all the channels. And then when you bring on air the sources, it follows. Okay, another strong functionality of MixBoard is a possibility to modify and filter your sources, because we have this GUI with the sources in the middle, and that basically is populated starting from the video input manager. There is also the possibility to filter your sources by kind. So each source is marked and you can filter by kind. So if you want to see only the NDI sources, you can see only the NDI sources. If you want to control only the playlist, you can control only the playlist, basically. Or the composition, or okay. Or if you want to reorder basically your sources because you want a different order, you can also reorder as you want. By drag and drop. Okay. And that are the main functionality of MixBoard. I hope you enjoyed.